ISUPK coming out of 1 West, 125th Street, Harlem, New York, under Commander Jimmy Hunter. Tonight is the biblical law class. We can jump right into it. Tonight's class, the Lord only came for the Israelites. The Lord only came for the blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans. Through the whole Bible, you're going to find out that the Lord only came for Israel. Every scripture I'm going to bring out is going to have the Lord coming for Israel. And then you'll see the Lord came for Chinese people, which is Moab. They come from Ham, which is Japanese. They come from Amalek, which is the Jewish man of the day. You know what I'm saying? Elam, he comes from Elam, which is the East Indian. You know what I'm saying? Definitely come from the white man, which is the Edomites, Edom, in the Bible. You know what I'm saying? So we're going to bring out a couple of scriptures to show that the Lord only came for blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans, Israelites, Israel. We're going to get the first scripture. We're going to get Matthew chapter 1, verse 21. Read these whole scriptures. You know what I'm saying? These scriptures are written for our learning. You know what I'm saying? So we can know how to conduct ourselves in the future. You know what I'm saying? You got that?
Matthew 1:21.
Matthew chapter 1.
Matthew chapter 1, verse 21. And she shall bring forth a son, and thou shalt call his name Yahushua, and thou shalt call his name Jesus, for he shall save his people from their sins.
He shall save what?
His people.
His people. You know what I'm saying? His people. That's a possessive word. You know what I'm saying? Christ only came for, you know what I'm saying, the people his family. He didn't come for any other, race of people. You know what I mean, in the Bible. Which your Christian pastor would say every time. You know what I'm saying? The Lord came for everybody, which that's a lie. You know what I'm saying? The Lord only came for Israel, Israelites, blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans. And this is Christ. You know what I'm saying? Read that again.
Matthew chapter 1, verse 21. And she shall bring forth a son.
Who is she? Who's the she? Right? Right. Mary. Right. Mary should bring forth a son. You know what I'm saying? Which is very important. You know what I'm saying? She should bring forth a son. You know what I mean? Go ahead.
And thou shalt call his name Jesus.
You know what I'm saying? Go ahead.
For he shall save his people from the...
Go ahead. His people. His people. You know what I'm saying? Very possessive word. You know what I'm saying? Not everybody. Wow. Not everybody. You know what I'm saying? His people. You know what I'm saying? Israel. Go ahead.
From their sins.
Is it more than that?
Nah.
You know what I'm saying? Save us from our sins. You know what I'm saying? Save us. Go ahead.
Good. That's a problem with where they is about because the world thinks he came for everybody.
Right.
He come for everybody. He didn't go in the scripture right here. He only come for Israel.
You know what I'm saying? And that's what we only came for. So let me get Matthew chapter 10, verse 5. All these scriptures will show that Christ came for us. You know what I'm saying? Everybody want to get on the bandwagon because we are the most specialist people in this earth. You know what I'm saying? So they'll do anything, you know what I'm saying, like create, our God to replace our God. You know what I'm saying? Just so it can have, a little bit of, our covenant or something. You know what I'm saying? But in the long run, the Lord has given them nothing. You know what I'm saying? Not a damn thing. You got, Matthew chapter 10, verse 5, when you get a chance. Because the Bible was written taught. The Bible was written and taught by black people. You know what I'm saying? The Bible was written and taught by black people.
Matthew chapter 10, verse 5. These 12 Jesus sent forth and commanded them, saying,
You know what I'm saying? This is the 12 disciples, you know what I'm saying? That Jesus is going to command. He's going to give them a command. You know what I'm saying? He's going to tell them to do something that's very valuable to blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans.
go not into the way of the
He
Gentiles.
said, do what?
Go not into the way of the
He
Gentiles.
said, do not go in the way of the Gentiles. And why is Christ going to say, do not go in the way of the Gentiles? And your pastor said, you know what I'm saying, the Gentiles, you know what I'm saying, you know what I mean, Christ is coming for the Gentiles. But right here it says,
Yeah. Go not into the way of the Gentiles.
do not go in the way of the Gentiles. That is the direct order, you know what I'm saying, that Christ gave us to the 12, you know what I mean, disciples.
Come. And into any city of the Samaritans enter ye not.
Look, he said, enter ye not of the Samaritans, another set of heathens, you know what I'm saying? He said, enter ye not. Don't enter into any of their congregation. Don't teach them nothing. That's what our Christ, our King, is telling the disciples. You know what I'm saying? Don't teach nobody our records. Don't go to nobody. You know what I'm saying? That they ain't looking like us. Don't teach them nothing. You know what I'm saying? It ain't for them. You know what I mean? Go out. You know what I'm saying? Go ahead, read.
Verse 6. But go rather to the lost sheep of the house of Israel.
You know what I'm saying? Go rather into the lost sheep of the house of Israel. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? My people. You know what I'm saying? His people. You know what I'm saying? We just read that in Matthew chapter 1, verse 21. You know what I'm saying? That's his people. That's his people. The lost sheep of the house of Israel. He gave the 12 disciples a direct order to not speak to any other heathen nation. You know what I'm saying? Don't go into the heathen. Don't go into those other heathen, the Samaritans. You know what I'm saying? Don't go into the cities or nothing like that. But talk to your own people. Why is that so important? Because the Lord has given us the covenants, black, Hispanic, and Native American. You know what I'm saying? It's been passed down to generation. You know what I'm saying? King after king, you know what I'm saying? And the last king going to get it is Christ. You know what I'm saying? That's why it's so important. You know what I'm saying? They got the genealogy of Christ in the Bible. You know what I'm saying? To show you that Christ is only dealing with Israelites. That's why Christ, everybody think, I don't know, the Christian church don't even know how Christ got about. He just came on the scene. They don't even know that he's related to almost everybody in the Bible. A lot of Christians don't know that. You know what I mean? Which is sad. They didn't know he was King Solomon. You know what I'm saying? We don't know how much of a bond he has with black people. You know what I mean? The world don't know how much of a bond that Christ had with blacks, Hispanics, and Natives. They just don't know. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? And he's not going to deal with any other people. You know what I'm saying? So let me get, you know what? Let me get Matthew chapter 1.
Matthew chapter 1, verse 1. The book of the generation of Jesus Christ.
The book of the generation of Jesus Christ. That means Christ had a generation. That means he had grandfathers, great-great-grandfathers, you know what I'm saying? Uncles and all that. You know what I'm saying? He didn't just come on the scene out of nowhere. You know what I'm saying? This is a whole lineage, and a lot of people don't know, He was there from the beginning. He was there from the start. He was there from the start. And who he was from the start was Adam. You know what I'm saying? So let's read the genealogy of Christ real quick.
The son of David, the son of
You
Abraham.
know what I'm saying? The son of David. The son of Abraham. I wouldn't say the son of David, but the son of Abraham. You know what I'm saying? Because that's who Christ came from, the lineage. Those are two very important people in the Bible. And guess what? Those are Christ's grandfathers. You know what I'm saying? Go ahead, keep reading.
Verse 2. Abraham begot Isaac, and Isaac begot Jacob.
This is why it's so important that Christ is our king. You understand? This just shows you the generations of Jesus Christ. And it's telling you, begot means what? Begot means the son of. So when it say begot in the Bible, that means that's the son of in the Bible. You understand? So so guess what? Who's his grandfather? Yeah.
Abraham. Abraham begot Isaac, and Isaac begot Jacob.
You know what I'm saying? Those is his grandfather. Abraham got Isaac, and Isaac got Jacob. You know what I'm saying? Who's after that?
And Jacob begot Judah and his brethren.
You know what I'm saying? Judah. And Jacob begot who? Judah. You know what I'm saying? Judah was, you know what I mean? He was that one of the 12 tribes. You know what I'm saying? Negroes. You know what I'm saying? Judah is the forefather of the Negroes. You know what I'm saying? And then it said, after Judah, it said what?
And Judah begot.
No, it said,
And Jacob begot Judah and his brethren.
and his what?
And his brethren.
As you can see, and his brother is what? The 12 tribes of Israel. So guess what? Judah is the forefather of the Negroes, right?
Right.
And then his brother is what?
Israel.
Israel, the 12 tribes. The blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans. You got Benjamin, Levi, Simeon, Zebulun, Ephraim, Manasseh, Gad, Reuben, Naphtali, Asher, and Issachar. Right? So guess what? As you are black, Hispanic, and Native American, you're on that chart.
Right.
That's your chart. That is your genealogy.
And what's so heavy about this is we're going through the physical lineage according to the flesh,
Right.
according to the seed.
Right.
You know, because a lot of times these Christians, they try to make it like they're spiritual Israelites, and the blessings and all of this has been passed down to everybody. You see what I'm saying? Right now, we're going through Christ's physical lineage right now. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
Which shows that he was born a man just like you and I.
Right. Good night. That's too bad. Born just like you and I. But we are related to Christ too. It says it right there in Matthew. You know what I'm saying? Judah and his brother. That means we are related. We are on this field. Look, blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans. We are on Matthew chapter 1, verse 1. The genealogy is right there. The proof is right there. You know what I'm saying? Then you drop down, and then you can see who else, you know what I mean, that Christ came for. So guess what? If you, you know what I mean, Judah and his brother, Christ came for you. Let's drop down a little bit more to, his brother, and then, where does it say King David? We're going to skip past the other begotten.
It says Matthew 1 and verse 6.
Go ahead.
And Jesse begot David.
And Jesse is King David's father. You know what I'm saying? He even got King David's father in the genealogy. You know what I'm saying? Go ahead.
The king. And David the king begot Solomon.
And David the king begot who?
Solomon.
Solomon, another very important person in the Bible. A lot of people don't know that all these people are related. You know what I'm saying? They all are related. We are related to Christ. You know what I'm saying? Christ is our brother. You know what I'm saying? Solomon and Israel. You know what I'm saying? It's another class right there. Yeah, Solomon is definitely Christ. And Solomon is also, Christ is also Adam. You know what I'm saying? In the beginning. You know what I'm saying? Christ came also a couple other times. But you got to come to class to get the full breakdown. Right now we're dealing with who Christ came for. And Christ, right now, is showing you who he came for. Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans. You know what I'm saying? We're going through the genealogy right now. So Christ, who did he come for? He came from Judah and his brother. Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans. You know what I'm saying? Drop down. You know what I'm saying? And drop down to where you got Paul at.
Come on. Matthew chapter 1, verse 16. And Jacob begot Joseph, the husband of Mary.
You know what I'm saying? Jacob begot Joseph. You know what I'm saying? This is another. You know what I'm saying? You got Joseph. You know what I'm saying? Go ahead.
Of whom was born Jesus, who is called Christ.
Of whom? Read that again.
Of whom was born Jesus, who is called Christ.
You know what I'm saying? Does that say that don't mean that Christ had an actual father? You know what I'm saying? Look, Job was Jesus Christ's father. It was passed. Job was Jesus Christ's daddy, father. You know what I'm saying? It was passed down through a lineage. You know what I'm saying? It was passed down through Adam. You know what I'm saying? So the Christian church gonna sit up there and debunk. You know what I'm saying? You gonna sit up there and debunk. You know, Christ not having a father. You know what I'm saying? Try to say Christ gonna have a dad. I mean, Job. It's like, that's what I said, Job. That's what I said. Job. I think Job is Salah. Joseph is Christ's father, Salah. And you know, they try to turn on the black man. You know what I mean? Trying to say that, Christ didn't have a father. You know what I mean? But right here, it shows you, what I mean, Christ did. Just like every black man, you know what I mean, have a father, Christ did too. You know what I'm saying? So I'm going to the Christian church. We're talking about that. Let me get Matthew chapter 15, verse 22. You know what I'm saying? Because, like I said, all through this Bible, you want to read out that Christ on the king. A certain people. Israel, blacks, Hispanics, Native Americans. We already went through the genealogy of Christ. You know what I'm saying? His people. From Matthew, that's pretty much all the Israelites right there. You know what I'm saying? Right there, you know what I'm saying? The Christian church love going to Matthew. But we can't break it down right. I want you to tell you that all the blacks, Hispanic Americans is in Matthew, genealogy, right there. You got that?
Matthew chapter 15, verse 22. And behold, a woman of Canaan came out of the same coast and cried unto him, saying, have mercy on me, O Lord.
You know what I'm saying? This is a lady of Canaan, a heathen woman. You know what I'm saying? Come up to Christ. You know what I'm saying? She came up to Christ, and her daughter had a demon, and she asked Christ to get this demon off of her. And this is what Christ said. Look, if Christ came for everybody, you know what I'm saying? If Christ going to heal everybody when it comes down, then why did Christ do what he's ready to say right now?
Saying, have mercy on me, O Lord, thou son of David. My daughter is grievously vexed with a devil.
She already recognized him. She know that that's the Messiah. She even called, with the house he came from. You know what I'm saying? Thy son of David. You know what I'm saying? She knows he's the king. She knows he's the Messiah. You know what I'm saying? And Christ know that too. Now, just by that woman just saying, oh, son of David and all that, you would think that Christ will pour out to this woman, whatever she needs. But let's read and see what Christ said. Go ahead.
Verse 23. But he answered her not a word. And his disciples came and besought him, saying, send her away, for she crieth after us.
You know what I'm saying? Then she came up to Christ, and guess what? Christ's homeboys, which is the 12, you know what I mean? Disciples came up and said, look, get away from him. You know what I mean? Get out of here. Shoot. Flee. You know what I'm saying? Go ahead, read.
Verse 24. But he answered and said, I am not sent, but unto the lost sheep of the house of Israel.
Say that again.
But he answered and said, I am not sent, but unto the lost sheep of the house of Israel.
Christ told this woman that I am not sent. And she's begging. Christ could do wonders. You know what I'm saying? Get demons off of people, bring people from the dead, you know, turn water into wine, so forth. But this woman come up to her, come up to him and ask him to save his daughter. And he told her, I am not sent to the lost sheep, the house of Israel. In modern terms, he pretty much said, I ain't doing nothing for you. I'm doing something for my people. I'm not doing anything for you.
Right.
You know what I mean? You're not my people. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? I'm coming to save them, not you. You know what I'm saying? That's our Savior. That's our Messiah. You know what I'm saying? He only came for us. You know what I'm saying? He knows who his people is. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Keep reading.
Verse 25. Then came she and worshiped him, saying, Lord, help me. Verse 26. But he answered and said, it is not meet to take the children's bread and to cast it to doves.
Look, you cut him another time. Look, it is not meet. Look, in modern terms, look, you think I'm going to give, when I give these people, you know what I'm saying? I'm going to give these people what I'm going to give them the whole thing and give you, half of it. You know what I mean? You going to have more than them? Or I'm going to take care of you before I take care of these people? You don't bump your mind. You don't bump your head. You know what I'm saying? That's what she said. You know what I mean? If you personally do it, you know what I mean? It's a lot. Go ahead.
Verse 27. And she said, truth, Lord.
You know what I'm saying? She's like, you know what I mean? True. I wouldn't do it either. You know what I'm saying? True. She's agreeing with Christ. You know what I'm saying? Go ahead.
Yet the doves eat up the crumbs which fall from their master's table.
Hey. She just knows. She just admitted that she's a dog. You know what I'm saying? She admitted that, in biblical terms, that a dog, you talk about a dog back then, that's probably the lowest thing you could be. Young dog. It's a lot. Wow. And she was acknowledging exactly what he was saying. You know what I'm saying? The Lord called her a dog. Right. You know what I'm saying? And for that, you know what I'm saying? He had sympathy for her. You know what I'm saying? He had some little sympathy for her. Not a little. You You know what I'm saying? Not a lot, just a little. You know what I'm saying? That's what he gave her, a crumb. You know what I'm saying? And blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans, we don't understand that. That's all the American is giving us, crumbs. You know what I'm saying? We're supposed to be older. We should have our foot on every nation's neck. You know what I'm saying? Go ahead.
It's like essentially what he gave him was a food stamp card, you know?
Yeah, good night.
A stimulus check,
Right.
you know?
Wow, that's exactly, what he gave. You know what I'm saying? What we get. A stimulus check, food stamp, Obama insurance. You know what I'm saying? That's a crumb. You know what I'm saying? That's a crumb. But if you go to any other, I can tell you how delicious the American is. But I've been in a situation where, though, I work at the same place as these people, doing the same tasks. But one day I looked over on one of the dudes' check that's doing the same thing, same exact job. This man was making $500 a week, doing the same thing. They tell me, it's a thing now that, they don't tell you how much, people don't do that, how much you make. Yeah, right, yeah. They tell you that, but it so happened, he looked at it, and I just so glanced over. I quit that day. I didn't feel like going to it, because I know that guy Amos has done it. He did not, most of the times I had to help him finish his work. But he was a white man, he was living delicious. And there's a lot of people that would do the same thing. You know what I'm saying? You'd be surprised. You know what I'm saying? But this is why, this is why that our King, our Messiah, had to come back and save us. You know what I'm saying? You ain't getting saved like, the Christian church, holy, sanctified, saved. You know what I mean? You believe in Caesar Borgia, then you saved. Saved like what? Saved from what? That's not even how saved is. You know what I'm saying? Let's get some more on this.
Come. Verse 27. Verse 28. Then Jesus answered and said unto her, O woman, great is thy faith, be it unto thee even as thou wilt. And her daughter was made whole from that very hour.
You know what I'm saying? Just for her bowing down, to our king. You know what I'm saying? The king called her a dog. You know what I'm saying? In modern days, she would be called a BITC. Okay? That's what a woman dog is. Hey, let me say it. You know what I mean?
Right.
That's what she would be called. You know what I mean? But then we talk biblical kind of, so you know what I mean? If she agrees with that, Lord, that's what I am. You know what I mean? I am a dumb dog. Yup, that's me. And yup, that's it. Yup. Now, and Christ like, you know what? Since you say you are a dog, a dirty dog, here you go. You and your dog, get out of here. She's fixed. Bye. You know what I'm saying? And that was it. The story cut off, that was it. You gave her that was it. She hugged him with nothing else. Get up out of here. You got what you got. You know what I'm saying? Go ahead.
So like you have a lot of Christians who say, well, you see, he still healed the daughter though, because we all fall under the grace of God now, And it's important that Christ, despite the fact that he gave her a crumb and he healed her daughter, he still did not teach her the oracles of God. Like he still did not give her the meat from the table, you feel me, that he's going to give Israel.
Right. Let me get another scripture. You know what I'm saying? To show Christ never came from anybody. You know what I'm saying? Never came from Gentiles or any other nation. And that's what I'm bringing out right now. You know what I'm get John chapter 4, verse 22. Like how the Christian church ain't, bringing up these situations that happen in the Bible to show that Christ is not for everybody. You know what I'm saying? He only came for certain people. It's all in the scripture. You got that? Go ahead.
John chapter 4, verse 22. Ye worship, ye know not what.
You know what I'm saying?
We know what we worship. For salvation is of the Jews.
The salvation is what?
Of the Jews.
You know what I'm saying? Of the Jews. And this is Christ talking to a Samaritan, woman of Samaria. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? And this is Christ telling her, you know what I'm saying? You don't know what we worship. We know what we worship. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? We know what we worship, but you don't know what, you know what I'm saying? That's the eye should be getting, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
We know what we worship. We don't know what you get. You know what I'm saying? That's a lot.
Christianity don't know what you worship. Y'all don't know what you worship.
Right.
You don't know.
Right. You know what I'm saying? We know what we worship. You know what I'm saying? And that's Christ cutting this lady. You know what I'm saying? When he cut her more than ways than one. Go over a couple scriptures. Start with the first scripture. Verse 11. Probably like
13.
13.
Sorry.
Verse 7. This is a woman of another nation. You know what I'm saying? Christ is at the well. The disciples went to walk down to the city to gather something. And, Christ is at the well. And this lady come up. You know what I mean? This Samaritan woman. You know what I mean? This heathen came up. You know what I'm saying? And Christ had some word. Go ahead, read.
John chapter 4, verse 7. There cometh a woman of Samaria to draw water. Jesus said unto her, give me to drink.
Christ wanted this lady to give him some, water from the well. This lady don't know who Christ really is. You know what I'm saying? Go ahead.
Verse 8. For his disciples were gone away into the city to buy meat. Verse 9. Then saith the woman of Samaria unto him, how is it that thou, being a Jew, askest drink of me, which am a woman of Samaria?
Same thing. Christ was trying to see where this lady is. You know what I'm saying? This lady tried to crack slick on Christ. How are you, a Jew, knowing, you're a Jew? You talking to a Samaritan woman, a heathen woman like me, that's, who doesn't be down with each other like this.
Right.
Like knowledge. You know what I mean? Go ahead.
For the Jews have no dealings with the Samaritans.
You know what I mean? Go ahead.
Verse 10. Jesus answered and said unto her, if thou knewest the gift of God, and who it is that saith to thee, give me to drink, thou wouldst have asked of him, and he would have given thee living water.
You know what I'm saying? If you knew, then he pretty much Christ was saying, lady, who was talking to you?
Right.
You get that guy get a drink.
You're right.
You know what I mean? You get off your toes, you know what I'm saying? Shut up and get the drink. You know what I mean? Because you don't know who you're talking to right now. You know what I'm saying? And if you did get the drink, you don't know what type of gift you gonna get. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
You gonna get the living water. He never had living water. Shut up. Go ahead.
Verse 11. The woman saith unto him, Sir, thou hast nothing to draw with, the well is deep. From whence then hast thou that living water?
You know what I'm saying? You don't even know. Go ahead.
Verse 12. Art thou greater than our father Jacob, which gave us the well and drank thereof himself, and his children and his cattle?
You know what I'm saying? That was Jacob's well. Where was that? That was the well that Jacob. That was the well that Jacob pretty much did not design. You know what I'm saying? Go Go ahead, read some
Sorry, verse 12. Art thou greater than our father Jacob, which gave us the well and drank thereof himself and his children and his cattle? Verse 13. Jesus answered and said unto her, whosoever drinketh of this water shall thirst again. Verse 14. But whosoever drinketh of the water that I shall give him shall never thirst. But the water that I shall give him shall be in him a well of water springing up into everlasting life.
all she had to do, you know what I mean, even though she was a, you know what I mean, even though she was a heathen, you know what I mean, just like the other lady that was a heathen, you know what I mean, the Canaanite woman that Christ healed, you know what I mean, just by her calling herself a dove, you know, Christ gave her a crown. All this lady had to do was give her word, she probably got to come on. Go ahead.
Verse 15. The woman saith unto him, Sir, give me this water that I thirst not, neither come hither to draw. Verse 16. Jesus saith unto her, Go, call thy husband and come hither.
Because you know, Christ knows that, you know, I don't have time to talk to you. Go get your husband. Let me go talk to your husband, which is a Israelite trait. You know what I'm saying? An Israelite trait is you don't really talk to the women like that.
It's like, this is a sister he was talking to, you know, she lived in Samaria. You see what I'm saying? Real slick out of mouth. Real slick out of mouth, and now he gonna check her, you feel me?
Right, he's checking her right now.
You know what I mean?
Right. So this is what he's doing. He's checking this woman. But he's, you know what I mean, setting her up. You know what I mean? He's setting her up for the check. Go ahead.
Verse 17.
First of all, you go to that father. And that was a very traditional for an Israelite man to not really get into slick women talk. We rather talk to the husband. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
We rather talk, you know, we're not getting into it with them. We'll talk to your husband and let your husband deal with you. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But check out what Christ said. Go ahead.
Verse 17. The woman answered and said, I have no husband. Jesus said unto her, Thou hast well said, I have no husband. Verse 18.
You know what I'm saying? She said, I have no husband. She don't even know she talking to a prophet. You know what I'm saying? Go ahead.
But thou hast had 5 husbands.
Y'all had what?
5 husbands.
Look, this is the scripture right here that cut this heathen woman. You know what I'm saying? This is a ancient code that Christ is talking to.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? This is a biblical code, okay? And Christ knows that she, you know what I mean, she probably was going to get the water for one of her mistresses, whatever you call it, right? Christ knows that this lady got 5 men that she's sleeping with. Christ knows that. Why? Because he was the side. You know it. You know what I mean? She got 5 men that she's sleeping with. And the one that she go home to, the one that she really probably go home to, the other men, she probably live home with this man, but probably sleep around the whole city with the other 4. But Christ was telling her, go ahead.
It said, and he whom thou now hast is not thy husband.
You know what I'm saying? Praise God, that right there. And the dude that you go home to right now is not your husband.
Right.
You know what I mean? Go ahead.
It's like, so this means that she done slept with 5 men already.
Right.
She great sleep with another man. She great go home to him.
Right.
And Christ telling her, like, this ain't your husband right here.
Yeah, that ain't your husband.
Because the last man she slept with, they all in adultery, but
Right.
that's her husband. So
Right.
she ain't even slept with him yet, but she great go home to him.
Right.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? And go ahead, read some more of that.
Verse 19. The woman saith unto him, Sir, I perceive that thou art a prophet.
You know what I'm saying? She, at that point, she know, she kind of figured out, oh,
You got me.
yeah. You got me. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? At this point, she's like, ain't nobody know that. Not even, you know what I mean? Nobody know that. You gotta be a prophet. You know what I'm saying? Go ahead.
Verse 20. Our fathers worship in this mountain, and ye say that in Jerusalem is the place where men ought to worship. 21. Jesus said unto her, Woman, believe me, the hour cometh, when ye shall neither in this mountain nor yet at Jerusalem worship the Father.
You know what I'm saying? Look, you ain't gonna worship her. You know what I mean? You ain't gonna worship all people.
Like, and she being real crafty right now. She's still trying to get out of it. She's like, oh, in Jerusalem is when we're supposed to keep the law.
Right.
As if to say, like, outside of Jerusalem, we ain't gotta keep it. So
Right.
what's the issue? You see what I'm saying? Like, and you
Christ
cut her again.
You know what I'm saying? Look, I don't care where you at, inside or out. You ain't going with nothing. It is things to do. You know what I'm saying? Because
Right.
Christ loved his people, man. That's how much he loved his people. There ain't nobody was around when he telling him that he's still down for his people. No, you ain't doing that. You ain't coming in here. You ain't. You know what I'm saying? You ain't get down with us. You know what I'm saying? Christ only came for Israel, blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans. You know what I'm saying? Let's get some more. Let's see. Let's get Acts chapter 5, verse 30. That's all with all the scripture, you know what I mean, to show the Christ. You know what I'm saying? Christ, the prophets, the angels, we all black. You know what I'm saying? We all in one. Go ahead.
Acts chapter 5, verse 30. The God of our fathers raised up Jesus, whom he slew and hanged on a tree.
You know what I'm saying?
The God of our fathers raised up Jesus, whom he slew and hanged on a tree.
Put him on the tree. We did. You know what I'm saying? We voted Christ. You know what I'm saying? To get on the tree. Does that sound familiar? That's just like, you know what I'm saying? Christ was on the tree, and so is we. You know what I mean? That's all blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans. That's like the number one killing method of a black, Hispanic, and Native American back then, and still to this day. That you know, it gives you a statement, a real strong statement. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
You got anything on that?
That's it on that verse, sir. 31.
Yeah.
Acts chapter 5, verse 31. Him have God exalted with his right hand.
You know what I'm saying? God has exalted him with his right hand. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? His right hand, like, that's, you do everything with your right hand. You know what I'm saying? His right hand, that's his right hand. You know what I'm saying? You use your right hand a lot. Most of the people use their right hand. That's God's, you know what I'm saying? Go-to name. Okay, go ahead.
It's like, but good. That's what we talk like that today. That's my right hand man right
Right,
there.
you know what I'm saying? This is a black man's Bible, man. You know what I mean? Dang. There's so many words in here that the white man don't really use. You know what I'm saying? And the only way he uses it is because he heard it from us.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Wait, is there any more on that?
God. Him have God exalted with his right hand to be a prince and a savior.
And a prince and a what?
And a savior.
And a savior. You know what I'm saying? What you got more on that?
God. For to give repentance to Israel and forgiveness of sins.
To give repentance to who?
To Israel.
To who?
To Israel.
Look, man, he giving repentance to Israel. You know what I'm saying? He ain't saying he giving repentance to heathen. He ain't saying he giving repentance to any other nation. You know what I'm saying? He ain't gonna say Chinese, Japanese, Korean. He gonna say Hagarenes and you know what I mean? saying? It's a Tyree, you know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? And Edomites. That's how the Lord talk. He ain't gonna talk like us, you know what I'm saying? But we understand in the ISUPK how the Lord talk, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? But we talk like we talk, you know what I'm saying? Is that what we're doing that?
Come.
Yeah, let's drop that, you know what I'm saying? I mean, the whole Bible is black, you know what I'm saying? That's another thing, you know what I'm saying? The Lord came from blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans. You know what I'm saying? That's black people. You know what I'm saying? The whole Bible is black. Everybody in the book is black. The prophet, let me get Acts chapter 13. Let's just go through and show that what the Christian church will never show. You know what I'm saying? The Christian church would say, they would never tell you that Christ is black. You know what I'm saying? And if they tell you, it hurts, it burns for them to tell you. Especially, all you gotta have is a white person right next to them. You can see their path freeze up. What color is Christ? Christ is everybody. You know what I'm saying? You got that?
Say Acts 13:1.
Acts 13.
Yeah. Acts chapter 13, verse 1. Now there were in the church that was at Antioch certain prophets and teachers.
You know what I'm saying? It was certain prophets and teachers in Antioch. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? It was teachers. It was prophets. If you're a prophet, you only can be a prophet if you come from the Bible. That's it. There ain't no other prophets out here. I'm wearing the prophet of Muhammad, not. Only prophets are in the Bible. That's it. There ain't no other prophets. All right. So when they talk about the prophets, the teachers, they only talk about, you know, the followers of, you know, this Bible, the prophets, the blacks. You know what I'm saying? White man don't have no prophets. None of the prophets in the Bible are white. They're all black people. Hispanic people. Go ahead, read.
Certain prophets and teachers, as Barnabas and Simeon.
You know what I'm saying? Barnabas and Simeon. You know what I'm saying? Two prophets. Go ahead.
That was called Niger.
It's called what?
Niger.
It's called what?
Niger.
And look, man, this should show you that the Bible is black. You know what I'm saying? These are prophets. And back then, in Antioch, they was calling these prophets Niger. Now, do anybody know what Niger sounds like? Niger, Niger. That's what the prophet, that's what they was calling the prophet. Put a G, put two G's on it, then you got it nigger. Put an extra G on it, you got it nigger. You know what I'm saying? No, N-I-G-E-R. Nigger. No, I'm saying how the white people say.
Right.
That's how we do it.
Right.
We constructed to that. But they just added the number G to it. You know what I'm saying? That's our name that they gave us. I guess they like it better. Just add the number G. It don't matter to us. We'll take it. You know what I'm saying? Now that's our we'll take it. You know what I'm saying? I'm proud of you. You know what I'm saying? Super proud. And that's just showing that the prophets were called Niger. What is Niger called? It's called black.
Right.
It's a Hispanic word for black. A Spanish word. A Latin slide. A Latin word for black. It's a Latin word for black. You know what I'm saying? Niger. They got Niger beans. They got, you know what I mean? All they is black people. You know what I'm saying? Let's get some more, man. I mean, let's show you how much, look, let me get Job 30:30. Then we got Job, the most, you know what I mean? We got Job, the most loyal man to God prior ever. You know what I'm saying? Not even say ever. At that time, Job did, you know, the Lord loved Job. The Lord loved Job because Job, did the law, statutes, and commandments, to the T. And the devil, and God was always talking about it. The devil was like, man, Job ain't all that. I can throw Job off his horse right now. And God was like, you think you do that? Man, let me go ahead. The Christian church will tell you that God and the devil, they're enemies of each other. No, the devil works for God. You know what I'm saying? The devil works for God. And the devil asks God, can he touch Job? Can he touch Job's faith? You know what I'm saying? Let me get Job chapter 30. You know what I'm saying?
Job chapter 30, verse 30. My skin is black.
My skin is what?
My skin is black.
Look, man, Job in the Bible is telling you that his skin is black, okay? This is another Israelite, okay? Then he said nothing about his skin was burning red. You know what I'm saying? My skin is pale, pasty pale. You know what I'm saying? He didn't say nothing like that. What he said?
My skin is black.
You know what I'm saying? This is what Job said. You know what I'm saying? Go ahead.
My skin is black upon me, and my bones are burned with heat.
You know what I'm saying? His skin is black upon me, and my bones are burned. You know what I'm saying? Job was going through a lot of turmoil at this time. You know what I'm saying? But he bounced back. You know what I'm saying? After the devil had touched his feet, Job bounced back. Better than ever. You know what I'm saying? Not only that, the prophets, you know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? Even the kings were black. You know what I'm saying? Let's get Solomon, Song of Solomon, chapter 1, verse 5. You know what I'm saying? Even the kings were black. King David is King Solomon's father. So I'm gonna let you. You got that?
Come on. Song of Solomon, chapter 1, verse 5. I am black.
I am what?
I am black.
This is King Solomon talking to the Lord of Zion. You know what I'm saying? Go ahead.
But comely.
You know what I'm saying? I am black but comely. This is King Solomon telling you that he is black. Just like Job telling you he's black. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? But and comely, which is comely means beautiful. You know what I'm saying? Well, where we heard black and beautiful, we heard, they made it a song, I'm black and I'm proud by James Brown. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But this is King Solomon 4,000 years earlier saying, I'm black and I'm beautiful. You know what I'm saying? You want to read some more?
O ye daughters of Jerusalem.
You know what I'm saying? Oh, ye daughters of Jerusalem. Look, he kicking game to the daughters of Jerusalem. Look, look, sure, you're black, but I'm beautiful. You know what I'm saying? And he had to be because, he had about 500 wives. No, 700 wives. Over 700. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? And he keep the law as, well, he was a black man, and he was a black man, and he was blessed at the time. You know what I mean? Let me hear some more.
As the tents of Kedar, as the curtains of Solomon.
Man, tents of Kedar. Anybody know what the tents of Kedar is? Man, look, if you look up the tents, if you Google the tents of Kedar, so anybody out there, just Google tents of Kedar. You understand? Now, tents of Kedar is basically what they used to live in. You know what I mean? In the Middle East back then. They didn't have no brick houses. They had tents, but they had big tents. They weren't no little tents. The tents was about the size of a house. And Kedar, the tents of Kedar was black. You all the tits of the dog was black. You can Google it right now. And tits of the dog, and see nothing but black tits. That's what King Solomon was telling you. You know what I'm saying? This is a black book, man, with black people in it. Our ancestors. This is blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans. This is our Constitution. You know what I'm saying? We could look back here and say, you know, in high school we only taught that we only came off the slave ship. That's as far as African Americans go inside of school. You know what I mean? I don't know about how they do it now, but when I'm raising up, you know, I'm in the classroom full of white people, and the teacher talking about, you know, well, African Americans, they started from the slave ship. That makes us look like, goddamn, we don't got nothing.
Right.
You know what I mean? We came off the slave ship way before that. But you can ask some old, the other, you know, white kids, man, oh yeah, my dad's from Scottish. Yeah, I'm Scottish, Irish, and half Brazilian. Yeah, my dad came from down Australia back in like 1800. Like they know exactly where they came from. You know what I mean? But us, we do not. You know what I'm saying? Even off the slave ship, we don't know. You know what I'm saying? So that's why we gotta get back to this, you know, the Bible. Go ahead.
That's very average citizen. That's where we came from, you know. It's so important. In our school, we put a friend out so we can find out where we come from, who we are.
Right.
A lot of actually did. Continue to be lost.
Continue to be lost, right? You know what I'm saying? This is very important coming to this class, man, so you can understand your hurt, who you come from, and who is coming to save you. You know what I'm saying? You got anyone else?
Go to the next verse.
Yeah.
Verse 6. Song of Solomon, chapter 1, verse 6. Look not upon me because I am black.
I'm saying, don't look upon me because I'm a black. You know what I mean? Solomon was a black brother, you know what I'm saying? Which is King David's son. Now, if Solomon is black, we guess who else had to be black? King David. Guess who else had to be black? Christ.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Look. Even then, you know what I mean? He even carried traits of a black person. You know what I'm saying? Drop down to verse 10. I'm sure he said this Bible was for the Israelites, blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans. You know what I'm saying? Go ahead.
Song of Solomon, chapter 1, verse 10. Thy cheeks are comely with rows of jewels.
You know what I'm saying? This is Solomon telling you that his cheeks are beautiful, comely. You know what I mean? With rows of jewels. You understand? That's a black man. You know what I'm saying? He got the gangster grill back then.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Solomon got the gangster grill back then. And I know the gold was bling bling. He had the bling and the bling. You understand? But back then I know the gold was shinier, better. Rubies and stuff like that. Solomon had rubies. I mean, he had the gangster grill. Not only that, keep reading.
Thy neck with chains of gold.
My neck, what?
With chains of
Let
gold.
me ask you this. What white man you know that got a gangster grill, which is gold teeth, and chains, not chain, not a chain. He said, Mr. T, chains of gold. You understand?
Right.
With an S on it. You know what I mean? What white man you know, what king white man that you know that comes with gold teeth and chains on the throne?
Not right now.
I'll wait. Give me one. You're not going to find me because that's not of their lineage, that's not of their heritage, that's not of their custom. That is only blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans. That is the only Israelite custom. You know what I'm saying? That's how we're pure royalty on this planet. You know what I'm saying? We come from pure royalty. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? We're the salt of the earth. You know what I'm saying? the salt of the earth. We bring the flavor to every nation. Every
Right.
nation get a little piece from the blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans. You know what I'm saying? Every nation. Every nation. Every nation live off our backs. The Bible called all the nations the beast of the field. You know what I'm saying? And they said he come to devour us. You know what I'm saying? They come to devour us, but we have a Savior. That's what we say. Right now, we got our spell right now. You know what I mean? We don't even know that we are oppressed people. That's worldwide. We don't know that we oppress people. And we don't know that in this whole Bible, there's black people. Let's get some more. Am I finished on that? Yeah. We got that. Let's get Romans 9 verse 3. And this is Paul talking.
Romans chapter 9, verse 3.
So just give you a little out there. This is Paul talking. You know what I'm saying? And Christ got locked up. You know what I'm saying? That's how you know Christ is a black man. That man got locked up. You know what I'm saying? Jesus Christ had a warrant too. You know what I'm saying? Jesus Christ was a revolutionary. He got locked up, had a warrant, and died a black man's death. The more you need to see that he's part of us. You know what I'm saying? Go ahead, read.
Romans chapter 9, verse 3. For I could wish that myself were accursed from Christ.
You know what I'm saying? Look, man, Paul really wanted to switch. He wanted to switch places with Christ. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, like, he knew Christ, you feel me? Like, he knew the Most High, you see what I'm saying? So he always like, man, I would always put distance in. I wish that I was a curse. Like, I wish that I was far off if my brothers could be closer, you feel me? If I didn't know him, I wish that I didn't know him if it meant that my brothers could know him, you feel me?
Right.
So I wish that myself were accursed from Christ for my brethren, my kinsmen, according to thy flesh.
Right. You know what I'm saying? According to thy flesh. You know what I'm saying? His brother, his kinsman, you know what I'm saying? He really wished that, you know what I'm saying? He could take Christ. You know what I'm saying? Because he didn't, you know what I mean? He loved his people that much. You know what I'm saying? He loved his people that much. Read that from the top, please.
Romans chapter 9, verse 3. For I could wish that myself were accursed from Christ for my brethren, my kinsmen, according to the flesh.
According to the flesh. You know what I'm saying? Go ahead.
Verse 4. Who are Israelites?
Who?
Who are
You know
Israelites?
what I'm saying?
To whom pertaineth the
You know
adoption?
what I'm saying? The who became the adoption. Look. This Bible is only talking about the Israelites. You know what I'm saying? The people that pertain to adoption. You know what I'm saying? What's the adoption? You know what I'm saying? The law, statutes, and commandments. You know what I'm saying? Right?
The adoption part was so heavy because we had got thrown away, you feel me?
Right.
Like the Lord is separated from us, you feel me? Like because of our sin. So this adoption was so heavy because it gave us a chance to be brought back into the fold. You feel me?
Right. Right. We go back into the fold so we can get back with the Most High. Which is very important. Which is very important. You know what I'm saying? Let me get Romans chapter 11, verse 26.
Romans chapter 11, verse 26. And so all Israel shall be saved, as it is written, there shall come out of Zion the deliverer,
written, all of Israel shall be saved. You know what I'm saying? Once again, here we go, Israel, which equals what? Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans. You know what I'm saying? All Israel shall be saved. Who's that deliverer that's going to come? Who's that deliverer?
Christ.
Christ. Christ is going to be that deliverer that comes. And he's going to do what?
It's like, they shall come out of Zion the deliverer, and shall turn away ungodliness from Jacob.
You know what I'm saying? Turn away ungodliness from Jacob. Turn away what? Ungodliness. What ungodliness from Jacob? You know what I'm saying? We talking about the ungodliness that's going around that fleece you. You know what I'm saying? Getting hung from a tree. Ungodliness. You know what I'm saying? Putting us on the bottom. Right now, when God's supposed to look at this planet Earth, he ain't supposed to be nothing but black people running the whole country. You know what I'm saying? And a certain number of people on the foots of those prophets. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's the other way around. You know what I mean? It's flipped upside down. You know what I'm saying? Read that last part again.
And shall turn away ungodliness from Jacob.
And turn away ungodliness from Jacob. You know what I'm saying? This deliverer is going to come and turn away ungodliness from Jacob. And who is this person who's going to come and turn away ungodliness from Jacob? Christ. You know what I'm saying? Because we're getting treated like crap. And every Christian say, oh, I'm getting saved. Look, we ain't saved yet. There ain't a Christian on this earth that was saved yet. We haven't been saved yet. Saved is exactly how it sounds. Saved is exactly what it is in the movies. You get saved from whatever is attacking you. And right now, blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans, we've been attacked and we don't even know that we've been attacked.
Right.
We're under so much oppression that we don't even know that we're in oppression. You know what I'm saying? Let me get Revelation 19 and 12. This is how we get saved in the Bible. Everybody saying saved. There's only one way we get saved.
Revelation chapter 19, verse 12. His eyes were as a flame of fire, and on his head were many crowns, and he had a name written that no man knew but he himself. Verse 13. And he was.
Of course, that was the description, right? Of course, he's a black man. You know what I'm saying? Let me get Acts chapter 9, verse 1.
Verse 13, he was clothed with a vesture dipped in blood. His name is called the Word of God. Verse 14, and the armies which were in heaven followed him upon white horses,
Right.
clothed in fine linen, white and clean.
Okay, starting from the top.
In verse 12,
No, yeah, verse 12.
Revelation chapter 19, verse 12. His eyes were as a flame of fire, and on his head were many crowns.
You know what I'm saying? His eyes was a flaming fire. You know what I'm saying? He was in the crowd. Who's the man here? This is a future prophecy of Christ coming actually to see. This is seeing, you know, a prophecy, a little glimpse of the future look like. This is a little glimpse. You know what I'm saying? Christ have all these crowns because these are the crowns of the other nations that he already ripped off. You know what I'm saying? He already put the great, destroyed them, give me that. You know what I'm saying? Or went over across the Russia, you know what I mean? Talked to Putin, snatched his head off, took his crown, give me that. You know what I'm saying? And he did that with all the nations. You know what I'm saying? Of course, it's still the remnants around that he got to destroy. You know what I mean?
And he had a name written that no man knew but he himself.
You know what I'm saying? He had a name that no man knew but he himself. You know what I'm saying? ISUPK. Go ahead.
Verse 13. And he was clothed with a vesture dipped in blood.
He was clothed in what?
A vesture dipped in
You know
blood.
what I'm saying? He was clothed in the vesture dipped in blood. You understand? Why was he clothed in the vesture dipped in blood? Because Christ is saving his people at this point. He's going to these other nations. He's chopping off heads, taking names. Him and his army. His army of angels. 200 million of them. You know what I'm saying? 300? 200 million angels. You know what I'm saying? 200 million angels. You know what I'm saying? Backing Christ up. You know what I'm saying? And who knows what type of advanced weaponry. Look, you don't have to look. Christ could come with rocks and stones. You know what I mean? And jam everything up. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
You know what I mean? That's because he's Christ. Go ahead, read.
That's right. His name is called the Word of God. Verse 14. And the armies which were in heaven followed him upon white horses.
You know what I'm saying? This is the army. I mean, this is the 200 million angels. The army of heaven. Now, if you look up in the sky, the heavens is big vast. You know what I'm saying? You don't even look earth. You know what I'm saying? Christ is coming with Christ is coming with power. Christ is coming with power that ain't no military on planet Earth is going to even move. You know what I'm saying? He's coming with an army. He's not coming with a choir boy. You know what I'm saying? He's not coming with flower girl. He's coming with what are you coming with?
And the armies.
And the armies. You know what I'm saying? He's coming with armies. He ain't coming with an army. Armies. Armies is a big look. We only got the U.S. Army. You know what I mean? Yahweh Shah got armies with an S. You know what I'm saying? He got a big one. He got a real one. You know what I'm saying? Go ahead.
And the armies that which were in heaven followed him upon white horses, clothed in fine linen, white and clean.
You know what I'm saying? Look, they're going to be killing, but they're going to still be clean. Christ is already, look, Christ is dipped in blood, but his army's going to be clean. So they're going to be shooting from far away. Christ is going to move right up on them. Go ahead.
And out of his mouth goeth a sharp sword, that with it he should smite the nations. And he shall rule them with a rod of iron.
He should do what?
Rule them with a rod of iron.
Man, what you do with a rod of iron? I know you can't rule with a rod of plastic. You can't rule with a rod of wood. Why? It's going to break, ain't it?
Right.
You need a rod of iron so you can smash it on somebody and it won't break. You understand? Then this is us getting saved. This is Christ. This is actually how the ISUPK is going to get saved. Okay? I don't know about all the Christians. What you want to do is get with the ISUPK under command of Jimmy Yohana so you can also be saved. You know what I'm saying? If you want to know the definition of getting saved, that's Christ coming back with 200 angels and his vessel dipped in blood from the other nations. And with that, with the Israelite School of Universal Practical Knowledge, coming out of 1 West 125th Street, Harlem, York, under command of Jimmy Yohana. I'm going to pass the class over to the precinct officer at the time of our mouth for the security announcements.
security announcements. We at ISUPK out of 1 West 125th Street, Harlem, New York, under command of Jeremy Hunter. New rules for brothers and sisters. When a new brother or sister comes into the school, they are off limits for 6 months. They are to be saluted only. They have to share themselves with the world. After 6 months, if a brother or sister has an interest in a particular person, he or she must get permission from the head to speak to a brother or sister. There's another 6 months in which the brother and sister will get to report each other. After the 6 month period, the brother and sister will get permission from the head to marry. Tithes, which is a commandment. You can find this in Numbers 18:21 and Malachi 3, verse 8 to 10. Means 10th in Hebrew is pronounced Vayashra. 10% of every penny of any increase the Lord gives you, give to the treasury department or teacher. Priest fund, free will offering for priests, not mandatory. Whatsoever amount you like to give. Upcoming holy convocations. We got the memorial, the Feast of First Fruits coming up. So stay up on that, Feast of Pentecost, you understand? Manaki and Manakwaku, check on social media such as ISUPK.com, Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, and so on for ISUPK events and materials. If your brother wants to be a trooper in the school, he needs to start wearing all black, which includes black boots, shirts, pants, headband, and scarf. And with that, we're going to give a 1 period CCB to the teacher. Then the business of everybody. Rock.
How about you guys shout about done?
Class dismissed.
Any man give his life for Yahweh Shai, Mashiach, Christ, and fall up under that UPK banner. It's my brother and my blood, and I will die and kill for him if necessary.